Microbes in sewage treatment, they are done in two steps or two methods. First treatment is called physical and the second treatment is called biological treatment. That is, cyclosporin A is produced by Trichoma polysporum, which is used as an immunosuppressive agent, particularly during organ transplantation. Primary treatment, which is also called as what? Physical treatment. Then secondary treatment, which is also called as what? Biological treatment. Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another revision class of second PUC biology of chapter 10 called Microbes in Human Welfare. Myself Bishobha Rani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence in Mysuru. Moving on to this very important chapter, chapter 10 called Microbes in Human Welfare. The very word itself will tell you what are we going to discuss in this particular chapter. What are microbes? How are they useful to human mankind? In what ways they are useful to human mankind? Moving on to the next very important aspect of this chapter, that is the weightage of marks for this particular chapter. So what is the weightage of marks for this chapter called Microbes in Human Welfare? It is 6 marks. So the total weightage of marks for this particular chapter is 6 marks. How are they distributed? 1 mark a question, you will have 1 question. So 2 mark a question, no. 5 mark a question, you will have 1 question. But again, as I keep telling you all, maybe for 5 mark a question, you may get a split question called 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 2 plus 1. So 5 marker question you may get like this, or complete for 5 marks it will be asked. So the total weightage of marks for this particular chapter is 6 marks, 1 marker question 1 and 5 marker question 1. Moving on to the chapter introduction. What are microbes? The very word itself will tell you. They are microorganisms found, they are cosmopolitan in distribution. What do you mean by cosmopolitan in distribution? Found everywhere, where they are found in soil, water, air and inside the body of plants and animals. Most of the time we know that microbes are disease causing organisms, but at the same time they are also quite useful to human mankind in many ways. So microbes are diverse. Like what we come across diversified microorganisms, may it be like protozoa, bacteria, fungi and microscopic animal and plant viruses, viroids and also prions that are proteinaceous infectious agents. So microbes are diversified, like we come across protozoa, bacteria, fungi, microscopic animal and plant viruses, viroids and also prions. So all these are the microorganisms. Microbes like bacteria and fungi can also be grown on nutrient medium. That is what has been done. So they can also be grown in nutrient medium and form colonies. Then some microbes cause diseases, as we all know. Already we have come across about the coronavirus, how it causes diseases in human beings. But at the same time, microbes are also useful to human mankind in many ways. So that is what we are going to discuss in this particular chapter, microbes in the human welfare. Now, microbes in household product. How are they useful in household products? I think in everyday life we use curds. In everyday life we use duff, that is the batter that is made for idli and dosa, the fermentation that is brought about in idli and dosa, the puffy appearance of the duff is due to carbon dioxide that is released due to fermentation. Then alcohol, like we come across the alcoholic beverages, the the frothy thing that comes out, all that, how are they useful in making such household products like curds, duff and alcohol. Microbes in industrial product, for example we come across fermented beverages. Then antibodies, as we all know, antibodies are very important. That is the antibiotics, we can say it as antibiotics. As we all know, wonder drug, that is antibiotic, is prepared by Penicillium notatum. Then chemicals, enzymes and other molecules. Microbes in sewage treatment. Sewage is produced in everyday life and sewage is nothing but the domestic waste that contains large amount of organic matter along with microbes. So before it is let off into the natural habitat, it has to be treated where in a sewage treatment plant. So what is the methodology or what is the technique that is applied in STPs, that is sewage treatment plant, that is through primary treatment and through secondary treatment and reducing the BOD, biochemical oxygen demand. Lesser the BOD, lesser will be the pollution in water. If there is more BOD, then that means the water body is more polluted. Next, steps by government. I think all of us know the Ministry of Government of Environment has come out with certain plans to save our very important rivers like Ganga and Yamuna river through a plan called Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan to reduce the pollution of these very important rivers of our country. Then microbes in the production of biogas. As we know, biogas is a mixture of gases predominantly containing methane. So as we all know, it was produced by IARI, that is Indian Agricultural Research Institute, and KVIC, that is Khadi and Village Industries Commission. So we'll be studying about the very important aspects of biogas and we'll be studying about the biogas plant. Then microbes as biocontrol agents. We can use the biological methods to control the pests. So microbes as biocontrol agents, microbes as biofertilizers, microbes as I already said biocontrol agent, microbes as biofertilizers. Then moving on to the one marker question. So what will be the type of questions that are asked for one marker question? As I said, the weightage of marks in this particular chapter is 6 marks. So one marker question 1 and 5 marker question 1, which you may also get for split questions. So one marker question. Mention the bacterium which is responsible for making large holes in Swiss cheese. The large holes in Swiss cheese is due to the production of carbon dioxide, which is produced by Propionibacterium shermani. So mention the bacterium which is responsible for making large holes in Swiss cheese is Propionibacterium shermani. Next, name an immunosuppressive agent called cyclosporin A. Cyclosporin A is produced by Trichoma polysporum, which is used as an immunosuppressive agent, particularly during organ transplantation. Name the bioactive molecules derived from Monascus purpureus, that is statin. Statin is used as a cholesterol lowering agent. Then, which enzyme is used as clot buster, that is streptokinase, which is produced by Streptococcus, which is used for removing the blocks in the blood vessels of patients who have undergone myocardial infarction. So which enzyme is used as clot buster? Streptokinase. Then fifth question, write the most important characteristic features that Aspergillus niger, Clostridium botulism and Lactobacillus share. What is that which is so common about all these? That is production of organic acids. They are all responsible for production of organic acid. Next, what is floc? Floc is very important, which is used in the secondary treatment in sewage treatment plant. What is it? Mesh-like structure formed from mass of bacteria associated with fungal filament. So what is floc? Mesh-like structure formed from mass of bacteria associated with fungal filament. Next, what is biofertilizers? Give an example. The substance which contain living organisms that enrich nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus are available to the plants. So example like bacteria, fungi and cyanobacteria can be used as what? Biofertilizers which enrich the soil fertility. Particularly when we come across cyanobacteria, nostoc filaments are introduced into the paddy fields to enrich the soil fertility, right? Because it enriches the soil fertility with nitrogen. Next, as I said, even split questions may be asked like 2 plus 2 plus 1. So I have given some of the questions which might be asked for split questions also. That is, what is the role of baculoviruses in IPM? IPM means Integrated Pest Management. Name one of them used in this program. So baculoviruses are used as what? Biocontrol agents to kill what? Arthropods, insects and pests which are causing lot of damage to the crop. So these are viruses which are species specific. Narrow spectrum, have insecticidal applications, but they will kill the insect, they will kill the pest, but they are not going to affect the plants or the mammals or the birds and the fishes. Then baculoviruses are used in IPM. As I already said, IPM stands for what? Integrated Pest Management is nucleopolyhedrovirus. So which is name the baculovirus? Give an example they have asked. So name one of them used in this program is nucleopolyhedrovirus. Virus. Next, which Ministry of Government of India has initiated Ganga Action Plan GAP and Yamuna Action Plan by AP? What are the objectives of these plans? So I have already said the Ministry of Government of India, that is the Environment Department, has come out with lot of programs to save the famous rivers of our country, that is Ganga River and Yamuna River. So save Ganga and Yamuna rivers from what? From pollution. Build large number of sewage treatment plants so that the sewage is not let off into the water bodies like rivers. So Ganga Action Plan was started in 1985. Next, third question, why some microbes are useful in detergent formulation? As I already said, we have wide applications of microbes. How are they useful to human mankind? So one such, what are the microbes which are useful in detergent? For example, like some microbes like Candida lipolytica, the very word itself will tell you, which produces an enzyme called what? Lipases. This enzyme called lipases is used in laundry as laundry detergents. Why? To remove oily stains from the clothes, which is used in the laundry. So lipase helps to remove what? Oily stains from the laundry clothes. Next, what is LAB? LAB means what? Lactic acid bacteria. How LAB increases the nutritional value of milk? How is it is going to enrich the nutritional value of milk? LAB stands for what? Lactic acid bacteria are the bacterium which convert lactose into lactic acid. LAB increases what? Vitamin B12 content in curd. That is the reason curd is having lot of nutritional value, because it contains what? Vitamin B12. And it also inhibits what? The harmful growth of bacteria in the stomach. So when you have curds, it will also inhibit the growth of bacteria in stomach. Next, name the two stages of treatments conducted in STEP, that is sewage treatment plant. Primary treatment, which is also called as what? Physical treatment. Then secondary treatment, which is also called as what? Biological treatment. Define bioactive molecules. Name two such molecules. The organic molecules which are produced on commercial scale by microbes and are useful in human welfare are known as what? Bioactive molecule. Already I told about cyclosporin A and statin. Statin is used for lowering blood cholesterol level, and cyclosporin is used as an immunosuppressive agent. Next, 5-mark question. Write a note on the household products of microbes. Dairy products. Lactic acid bacteria, that is lactic acid bacteria converts what? Lactose sugar of milk into lactic acid. So this bacteria converts milk into curd, yogurt, cheese, etc. Lactic acid produced by LAB coagulate the milk protein called casein. So there is a protein called casein. So casein, when it combines with calcium, it forms what? Curd. Then curd, lactobacillus increases the nutritional content of curd by increasing what? Already I discussed that, vitamin B12. And it also curd inhibits the growth of bacteria or the microorganisms in the stomach. Then cheese, Swiss cheese is prepared using Propionibacterium bacterium, that is Propionibacterium shermani. So even Roquefort cheese is ripened by a fungi to increase the flavor, to give a specific flavor. Then yogurt is prepared using Lactobacillus bulgaris. Then duff, I think in everyday life we use duff for making of idli and dosa. So duff used in making of idli and dosa are made from the fermentation brought about by microbes and release carbon dioxide. The puffy appearance of the duff is mainly due to fermentation brought about by the microorganisms and the release of carbon dioxide. Bread, I think in everyday life we use bread. So bread is prepared by using fermentation brought about by baker's yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Then toddy. Toddy is an alcoholic beverage which is made from the fermentation of the sap from the plants like palm plants. Next, explain different stages involved in sewage treatment. Already I said this is very important from examination point of view. So physical treatment, how is it done? So first is physical treatment and the second one is secondary treatment. So physical treatment, it is the physical process that involves the removal of large size particles from sewage through filtration and sedimentation. How is it? That is, it involves removing floating debris, that is the waste by sequential filtration. The grit, that is, the grit means that which contains soil and pebbles, are removed by sedimentation. The solid matter settle down in the primary treatment tank by sedimentation from primary sludge, and the supernatant water form primary effluent. Effluent is later taken for secondary treatment. Then what is done in the secondary treatment? Primary effluent is passed into large aeration tanks and agitated vigorously, and air is pumped. This allows the vigorous growth of useful aerobic microbes to form flocks. Then microbes consume what? Major part of organic matter in the effluent oxygen. This reduces BOD. Lesser the BOD, lesser will be the pollution. So when BOD is reduced, the effluent is passed into settling tanks where bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment. This sediment is called as what? Activated sludge. This is called as, that which is treated with the flock is called as what? Activated sludge. Small amount of activated sludge is passed back to the aeration tank to serve the inoculum. Then the remaining sludge is pumped into anaerobic sludge digester. So in the anaerobic sludge digester, bacteria grow anaerobically and produce what? Biogas. The effluent from secondary treatment plant is released into natural water bodies like rivers and streams and etc. As I said, without treatment, it should not be let off into the natural habitat, as it contains large amount of organic matter, domestic waste containing large amount of organic matter as well as microorganisms. So it should not be directly let off into the water body, as it causes pollution of the water. Then at the end of this chapter called Microbes in Human Welfare, what are the learning outcomes? So what will you be able to learn at the end of this chapter? Describe how the microbes are involved in household products. Right from the beginning, as I said, microbes are cosmopolitan in distribution, found everywhere. They are both disease causing as well as useful to mankind. So in this particular chapter, we are going to study the useful aspects of microorganisms involved in household products. Give a brief account of the history of discovery of antibiotics. As we know, Alexander Fleming was the person who discovered antibiotics and the uses of antibiotics in medicinal value. Then describe the uses of yeast in food and beverage industry. Like for example, we use yeast in the bakery as well as in the brewing industries, right? Then mention the sources and uses of bioactive molecules in medical field, like we already come across cyclosporin A, then statin, right? So all that we have come across. Describe the use of microbes in sewage treatment. Then describe the use of microbes in biogas production, the components of a biogas plant. Explain what biocontrol means and the microbes as biocontrol agent. Describe how bacteria, cyanobacteria and fungi are used as biofertilizer, that which enriches the soil fertility with nitrogen and phosphorus. Enumerate the advantages of biocontrol and biofertilizers in organic farming over the conventional chemical methods. So all these are the points, are the very important concepts what you are going to learn in this particular chapter called Microbes in Human Welfare. Moving on to the brief recap of this particular chapter with a flow chart. So microbes as biocontrol agents, as we already know, chemical pesticides, insecticides, bacteria, viruses and fungi. Microbes in household products, as we know, they are used in making of curd, duff, toddy and cheese. Microbes as biofertilizer, as we already know that bacteria are used as biofertilizers, fungi, then cyanobacteria. Then microbes in sewage treatment, already I said, microbes in sewage treatment, they are done in two steps or two methods. First treatment is called physical and the second treatment is called biological treatment, that is primary treatment and secondary treatment. Then microbes in industrial products are used in fermenting beverages, antibiotics, bioactive molecules, production of bioactive molecules, chemical acids and alcohols, enzymes like lipases, rectinases, that is pectinases, proteases and streptokinase. Pectinases is used to clear the bottled juices, to make clear. Then citric acid, acetic acid, lactic acid and butyric acid. Hope you have understood the important concepts what I have discussed in this particular chapter from the examination point of view of the chapter called Microbes in Human Welfare, and also discuss some of the important questions that might be probably asked in the board examination. So these are the type of questions that are asked in the board exam pertaining to this particular chapter called Microbes in Human Welfare, having a weightage of 6 marks. Thank you.